Hey guys, Hayden here again from Alarm Systems Store, and today I have a quick video on the sump pump failure warning devices that we have. Basically, it is a float switch, so you have a float right here, and when water starts filling up in your sump pit, when it gets too high, it raises the float and triggers the sensor, which is this white piece up here. I have an actual installation video from where I installed one not long ago, so I'm going to show you guys that here in just a second. However, there is one thing I wanted to show you guys up close before we actually jump into that, and that is where the zip tie attaches. So this just zip ties to your outflow pipe from your pump. So generally you have a pump or a pipe that runs vertical out of your pump, and it just pumps the water straight up and then out of the house, whatever the case is. However, these just attach using a zip tie to that pipe. So in the video that I'm about to show you guys, it's kind of hard to see where the actual zip tie attaches to the sensor, so I wanted to show that close up. And it's basically just on this back plate. There's a spot right here. You can just feed the zip tie through, and it goes between the actual switch and the back plate, and then it'll just kind of hang out there, and you wrap that around the pipe, and then you're good to go. So but that's mainly all I wanted to show you. The rest of it's covered in the video, so hope you guys enjoy. So hopefully you guys can hear me all right, but essentially here we are installing a sump pump float, which looks like this. We carry these on our site. Essentially, it is just a float switch, and whenever the water rises and hits a certain point, the float raises, which makes the magnet stuck in here contact the sensor right here. Sorry. Sensor here, magnet here, has two positions. You can switch. The standard position is a normally open style contact. So when the float raises, it closes the circuit, which will trigger the alarm if it's set that way. Or if you would prefer a normally closed setup, you can move the magnet from this sensor to this one. We are actually going to be using the normally closed setup, so basically you just get your fingernail in behind the magnet here, and it's kind of a pain, and I'm trying not to drop it, so give me 1 second. Alright, so as you can see, the magnet comes right out, the magnet's down inside here, and basically you just put it in the other slot. This would be slot 1, I guess. Push it down in, get it tight. And that way, while it is in the standard relaxed position, it is normally closed, and whenever the float raises, it opens the circuit. So on the back here, this is the part that is actually going to mount to the sump pump pipe right here. So right here is a spot for a zip tie. The sensor comes with the zip tie you need to use. Basically, you just feed it in through behind here, and then it's going to wrap around the pipe. So from here forward, I'm going to voice over this, but essentially, I'm talking about this floor drain, the white pipe right there that I'm pointing at. That is a drain in the floor of the basement, and as you can guess, any water that goes in comes out the pipe. So basically, I was just saying you want to make sure that you keep that away, keep the sensor away from that pipe so that there is no interference from water dripping on it. These sensors are, obviously designed to be in water. However, any outside interference you can get rid of is ideal for these. But essentially, once you've decided where you're going to locate it, you just wrap the zip tie around, tighten it up, and then you are good to go. So one thing I did not manage to capture on video was the actual splicing of the wires. I was in a bit of a hurry, so I didn't get that. But splicing wires is not terribly difficult. There are many options out there for what you can use. What we used in particular were gel-filled B connectors. Basically, the gel inside is supposed to keep water out, or help keep water out, and it keeps moisture from corroding the copper inside the wire. So you guys are free to use whatever you want, but splice it up and make sure you tape it well to try and keep as much water out of those connections as possible. And then all we did with the wire was run it straight up the pipe, and then once we got to the ceiling, we just cut over to where the panel is. So not terribly difficult. Alright, so I'm going to pause here for just a second and kind of explain a little bit better where to locate this actual sump pump float switch. Basically, you want this thing as low as possible so that you can get as early a notification as you can. Where it's located here in the video, as I mentioned, is quite high. I wanted to make sure it was high enough that you guys could see the actual installation and nothing was in the way. But basically, you want this to be able to notify you as soon as your sump pump starts failing. So here we have, as I mentioned, a drain that is a floor drain over here to the left. If there's any water in the basement, then it goes to this drain, drains into the sump pit. However, there are also these are called drain tiles. It's basically perforated pipe, and that allows the water that is underneath your basement floor to drain into the sump pit so that it protects your foundation. So that is the whole purpose of a sump pump. But essentially, what you want is this switch to be able to notify you as soon as possible. So what you want to try and do is get the sump pump switch down to about this level on the pipe, somewhere about right there. You don't want it too low because, as you can see, space is a little bit restricted down here by the pump. In this particular instance, we actually, if I put it as low as the pump itself, the actual float would hit the wall over here. So you do have to be careful of that. Wherever you end up locating it, make sure that it is free of obstructions and it can open and close properly. But if you're unfamiliar with how sump pumps actually work, there is a float right here on the pump itself. Whenever the water gets high enough, it raises that float, turns the pump on, all the water goes up out of this pipe. And what you want the sensor for is to let you know as soon as possible if that float fails or if the pump is failing for whatever reason. So you want to try and scoot this sensor down as about level with the bottom of your drain tiles here. So somewhere around, it's hard to see just from the angle of this picture, but somewhere around, the bottom of the actual drain tiles, right around there, is where you want this float to level out at, because the float for the actual sump should kick on much sooner than the water actually fully submerges the pump. So as soon as if water for any reason starts getting above the pump, that is when you want the notification. So if you leave it up here where I have it in this particular picture, it's going to be way too late. By the time you get to it, water's already going to be up around the edges of the pit about right there. So you're already quite behind by the time you get the notification. So one nice thing about the way these are attached to the pipe with just the zip tie, though, is it makes it easy to slide up and down on the pipe. You just kind of slide the whole thing up or down and it will stay snug wherever you leave it. So just kind of play with it. You guys can also, if you want, fill up your pit and kind of test it. So I would make sure that you have this set up so that if you do have it connected to your panel, it's set up for like notification only, or you have your system on test mode with Central Station to do this. But essentially you can get, a hose or whatever to fill up your pit. And basically these drain tiles, they do fill up fairly quickly. So if it's super dry outside, then water will actually drain out of them a bit, but they get backed up pretty quick if the water starts filling up too much. So just kind of play with it, fill up your pit, test it, make sure, you're getting a notification as soon as the pump is unable to keep up with the amount of water that it's supposed to be pumping out. So, like I said, somewhere around this level, this red line right here should be sufficient. So anyway, that is going to do it for our sump float switch installation video. So if you have any questions, by all means, leave them down below. If you don't mind, leave a like and subscribe, and I will catch you guys on the next one.